Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty video. It's been a while since I've said that and we'll see if I'm rusty here on the commentary, but I'm just gonna go how I usually do and talk and give you guys all my feelings about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War because I have been playing this game on the alpha, on the beta, both weekends because of course, whatever it was, one was available on PS4 and the other one was for everyone. Whatever the heck happened, I have PS4, I got it all. I've been playing the game and there's a lot of things that I really don't like, and I'm gonna talk about it here. And there's a lot of things that I do like about this game as well that I think are still the classic Call of Duty feel, but because of how gaming has changed and how basically, you know, why they make this game is for money, and a lot of that, the reasons or the ways that they can make the most money have changed now because gaming has changed completely since back in the day when we were all grinding, or you know, not everyone was grinding, but back in the day when I started grinding, you know, whatever, 2011 2012 with Call of Duty. So this is an interesting game. I think this game, Cold War, this is going to be really good game, and this is going to be a huge game for a lot of people. Like this game has some big potential, but it also has a lot of aspects that are trying to kill or completely wipe out traditional Call of Duty things that Call of Duty public players and fans like me really liked in previous games that are now just going to be kind of gone for a while, maybe in Call of Duty, while they try to move in as many casual players as possible and profit as much off of that, which is now the new business model, which we see all these companies doing, such as Fortnite, such as Warzone, such as Apex Legends. I mean, they all sort of took League of Legends business model and expanded it onto cross-platform and just bringing in as many people as you can. It's like League of Legends business model, but it's going after a really different demographic than the League of Legends audience, and it's also profiting off of a different sort of way, even though it is mostly cosmetics. But I'm just completely rambling right now. I know you guys want to know probably where have I been. I haven't uploaded for a while. I'm going to talk about that as well, and if you guys could drop a like on this thing, that would be awesome. It's been a while since I made a video, and smack that like button. I will let you guys know I am going to be uploading Cold War. I'm going to be covering this game. I'm very excited to be covering it. The class setups honestly look very exciting for this year, and I've been grinding on the beta, testing out a bunch of different stuff, especially on those last couple of days. What was it, the last 2 or 3 days where they gave free access to like in the alpha they had every gun available, like all the attachments, and then the beta you had to grind the guns, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to grind up all my guns just to lose it all for when the game comes out. So I was sticking to mostly like the whatever the M4 is called in this game. I don't even know what they call it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The first AR, the M4, and the MP5. And then when they unlocked all the guns, that's when I started, you know, testing out almost everything and having a lot of fun at that point in the beta. So yeah, drop a like on this thing if you guys could. I will be covering this game on Cold War when it does release, and covering class setups, news, all that sort of stuff like usual, and I'll let you guys know what I've been up to a bit later in this video. But first of all, let's talk about Cold War, and let's just get right into my feelings. So first of all, guns. We'll just go through everything, you know, guns, maps, streaks. I'll just give you guys my general thoughts. Guns and gun balance. Honestly, I thought the guns and the gun balance was really good in this game, surprisingly, because usually in a beta, I remember, I think it was like Infinite Warfare beta, the SMGs were just ridiculously overpowered. You know, we've had different issues with that in betas before, and of course people would always say, it's just an alpha, bro, it's just a beta, they'll fix it for the game, and sometimes they do, but it takes them like months to find the gun balance. In this game, it's interesting because you can notice right away, ARs are monsters at range, and SMGs are monsters up close. It's not like other Call of Duty games where, like, if you had an AR, but you're a better player, you can beat SMG players up close. The SMG, like, the time to kill is just so quick with these guns that if you pull up on someone with an AR, and if you get the first shot, they basically don't have much chance. So I do like that with the gun balance. You really do have to be selective about what you pick with your guns, and I think that the way the SMGs are supposed to be played and the way ARs are supposed to be played is pretty cool. I do like that. I do like how the class setups is set up. One thing I really don't like is that this thing, you can get the double, or you get like the MW2, you got like a Spaz 12 secondary, which is just ridiculous. Like, you can see me using it in this gameplay too. You know, I'm using the MP5 and I'm wrecking people with that kills them in a millisecond, it feels like. And then even when if I get in trouble, I can pull out these Spaz and, you know, basically play like that. Although I mess up sometimes and I get, you know, jumped on from every different angle like that, and I'm not able to YY. So yeah, guns, I think the primary gun balance, I think it's honestly really good. I think the gunplay and the guns are one of the best things about this game, and I think that this shotgun secondary, it's kind of bullshit in my opinion. I don't know, but I think it is something that does just appeal to a lot of people because I think casual players, it is a lot of fun when you whip out that shotgun and boom, you blast the guy right in the face, and yeah, you know, you get all hyped. I think it's just one of those sort of things where that's why MW2, people loved it. It does make for interesting gameplay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but hey, if it's gonna be in the game, I'm just gonna use whatever's best, and I'm just gonna, you know, run around. Can't say it's not fun. Like, look at these kills, you know, I'm YY and switching guns and all that. Next is the gunplay. I just talked about that. I do like the gunplay. Next, let's go into the maps. Now, the maps, in my opinion, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And the reason why is that the maps and the design, and I'll talk about this more in a little bit, but because of the change of the business plan, where Call of Duty has realized, you know, they want to, it's all about retention, keeping people online on the game as long as possible. So they spend as much money and funneling people in through a free-to-play model, through like a Warzone system. And that's why these maps are completely different. Like a map like Cartel. First of all, I have a lot of shit talking to say about that map. First of all, why is the map like the same size for, what is it, like 6-on-6, and then for that big game mode, whatever that big game mode is, however, I don't even know how many players it is. It's a lot, right? But it's the same freaking map. Like, what? Does that make any sense at all? No, it doesn't. It's just basically they just said, screw you, 6v6, good luck. And to top it off, like that map, it's fun. If you play Ground War and you get them in the spawn trap, like, yeah, it can feel like a traditional Call of Duty map. It's a lot of fun. But they put B flag, and they basically just put like what is that? Like a freaking corn maze? Like, it's just a bunch of bushes in the middle. It's literally a bunch of bushes, like a Fortnite bush where people would go and camp in them in the middle. Like, they couldn't make it more obvious that they're trying to RNG the map and just get everyone to, you know, get that map, like that middle design is just trying to get everyone to be closest to a 1 KD as possible. That's how I feel when I see that map. It's just like so interesting how at the back of the maps, back in the day in Call of Duty, we had maps like Firing Range. You spawn and you're out in the open and you have to fight and earn those power positions. On a map like Cartel, you spawn, the buildings are kind of right around you. I know you can get a spawn trap going on that. And the middle of the map is sort of just bushes to protect you. Back in other, like, you know, think of MW2, think of BO2 maps. If they're in the middle, that's where the noobs go, and that's where you're killing the people. You know, the tips were to patrol the outskirts of the map. Nowadays, you're on Cartel, you're playing it right, you're patrolling the outskirts of the map, and I know there is that one power position up top, which is kind of even BS, because I don't think you can even wallbang it. It's a little bit too campy of a power position because it only has one aspect. But unless you're up there, you can't see what's going on. If you shoot a person, they'll just go and duck into the bush and run away. It's just, I really don't, I mean, honestly, I don't mind that map for the ground war mode or whatever, but just that B flag and all around there for domination, it is just a headache to play that one. And as far as other maps, the map I'm on right here, this one was probably, wasn't my favorite map, but definitely one of my favorites, this map. It played like a traditional 3-lane Call of Duty map, you know, it felt normal. And then the other map, which was like the desert one, that one, in my opinion, it's the same thing. You know, they're making every single whatever those are called, sand dunes or all those different things, they're all just like the hardest head glitch in the game, and they spawn people behind those, basically just trying to make it so, hey, even if I wreck you and get you in the spawn trap, you're spawning behind like 3 sand dunes that give you literally a all natural head glitch. It's just kind of ridiculous. And yeah, those two maps, I definitely have some problems with the map design overall, but I think this is what we're going to see. I think they've realized, hey, 3-lane maps, yeah, it makes the most sense. It's a fair, fun way to play, but it's not about making a fair, fun way to play. It's just about getting people to have fun and stay on the game as long as possible, and that's appealing to everyone that plays this game. And of course, Call of Duty is such an appealing game where you have players, everyone from Scump to someone's dad that just picked up the controller and can barely know how to look up, and it's trying to appeal to all those different people. So gunplay, yeah, I really like the guns and the class setups. I'm really excited about that. Maps, and I know we've only seen a few of the maps. I like some of them, and I really don't like some of them. You know, I hope we do have some of those classic maps, and even if like we get like a Firing Range or a Nuketown, I think Nuketown, like, it should come back into this game, right? It would be interesting if they, because that map, it's about power, it's about earning the middle and holding down a power position. That's some classic Call of Duty. Then you get the kill streaks, and I'm about to get into what they did with the kill streaks here in a second. But it's gonna be interesting if they bring back Nuketown. Are they gonna add like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they add like some half free little head glitches on like the sides where people run out, just to make it easy to, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do some BS. Hopefully they bring Nuketown back and it's just the same Nuketown. But yeah, that's what I feel about the maps. Hopefully the maps in the game are going to be, of course, a lot better. I think that even on like the ground war, that one map, whatever it was, is it even called ground war, but that one map on the boats, I played a few games on that, and I was just like, you know, it didn't feel like Call of Duty to me. And I know Call of Duty, it's more when I say feel like Call of Duty, I'm talking about a 6v6 on Hard Hat, a 6v6 on Seatown, a Modern Warfare 2. It's more like, that feels more like, honestly, like when I would play Battlefield Bad Company 2 or something way back in the day. It's interesting how, though the ground war sort of like a mix of a Warzone and a 6v6, but it kind of has a weird medium where I would be. I think it's a great idea, but the execution for me personally, it's just way too casual on that like boat map. It's just so casual and randomized. That wasn't really my favorite thing. So next is the kill streaks. Now, what they did with the kill streaks, it's just another thing where it's just a business move, right? They know that kids that suck at the game will never be able to get a chopper gunner, and if they could get chopper gunners easier, they're going to stay on the game more and they're going to spend more money. So they made it so, like, basically what Call of Duty was originally was, going for streaks. And I remember back in Black Ops 2, like the number one tip, if you're one kill off of a swarm, don't rush. Camp. Do whatever you have to do. Even if you have to hide for a minute to get that swarm is going to get you freaking 10, 15 kills. Nowadays, the strategies are so different. It's just about, streaks do still matter in a way, but it's completely different because you can't really choke a kill streak unless the game ends. And a lot of people that say, oh, this doesn't matter. It's still hard for players to get it. Don't worry. They'll only get the chopper gunners or the helicopters near the end of the game. My response is like, are you freaking crazy, people? That's the worst. When it's 190 in domination, and the guy has a free artillery strike and helicopter, and his score is, whatever, 30 and 35, but he's gotten a bunch of kills on the flag, or he's gotten a bunch of whatever points, or kill confirmed even, where you don't even have to really do much, but steal your teammates' tags, and boom, you're calling in chopper gunners. It's just, I don't like what they did with the streaks. I like that there's still ways that good players can do it, and good players still get... good players obviously are going to get rewarded more than bad players, but it's not comparable at all to what we've seen in previous Call of Duties, and it's definitely a big change for the system. And this comes down to more of the business change, like I talked about before, where Call of Duty used to make money off selling the game, right, for $60, and then they would get people, I'm talking like Black Ops 2 here, they would get players like myself who are really into the game. We'd buy the map pack, and we'd buy the Baking Camo, and we'd buy the Peacekeeper DLC. And then they transitioned into a loot box supply drop, that sort of stuff, where it was the same thing. They wanted the retention of the players that were actually going to grind the game and spend a lot of money on those supply drops. A player like myself, how much? I probably spent a couple $1,000 just on Black Ops 3, and a bunch of money on the other games too. Probably Black Ops 3 is the one where you spent the most because they just completely just kept going with those supply drops. And me as a content creator, of course, I would spend the money and then make money also by creating the content and showing you guys, hey, what this gun is, all that sort of stuff. And then now they've transitioned into a different system where it's more about a free-to-play Warzone, which is amazing, and that's why Call of Duty is at the biggest point that it's ever been, and I'm so happy about that. But it changes the Warzone mentality, or not mentality, but the Warzone business plan to transition people into the game changes the way that this core multiplayer is, and you can see that especially in these alphas and betas, and why they had so much of it is because the Call of Duty name is so popular right now. They want everyone to, hey, try this out, try this out, try this out, and they want the game to be as friendly as possible for every single type of player, which it makes the most sense and is the best for making money, for the growth of the game, for all that sort of stuff. But it does change the way the core gameplay was played, and it comes down to different, it just comes down to what do you want to see, or what do you want as a community or as a player. And that's why you'll see a lot of players that are try-hard players that have been in the community for a long time. They're going to have a lot of complaints about this game, of course, because they literally program this game because they understand that, and they program this game. They understand that top players are going to be leaving Call of Duty and moving on to some other sort of games at a higher rate now because of the changes, but they understand that they don't really care because that's a minuscule percentage compared to the new casual players coming in and absolutely loving Call of Duty, which is awesome in a way, and I'm excited to make content for everyone. But I just want to also talk to my people that I know are feeling those effects, like, why can't I get that classic BO2 gameplay feel? And the gameplay does feel like that, but the execution, it's because it's a business. Call of Duty is a business, and that's how it's changed over the years. So that's how I feel about a lot of the general stuff in this game. The movement and stuff I like, the gunplay I like, shotgun secondaries I'm not too fond of, the maps I'm very scared of what they're going to do with the maps, and the streaks I'm not the biggest fan of how they did the streaks, but there's nothing to say about that because I understand why they did it. It's a business, and if I was working at their business, I would say the same thing too. Hey, look, whoa, we have this many, appeal to those players. It does suck for the core fan base, and it does feel at times like they're punching us in the face, especially like the other day, like Vonderhaar there was a play in the NFL where a guy ran 80 yards and he had a wide open path to get a touchdown to the end zone, but he tripped. And David Vonderhaar, who was a Treyarch, if you know Call of Duty, if you know David Vonderhaar, he's a Treyarch, a big part of the Black Ops games. I'm not sure if he's still at Treyarch. I think he is. I don't know. But he made a tweet basically saying that, when you what did it say? He basically said that, oh yeah, when you die one off your streak of your chopper gunner, or something like that, when you die off the streak of the chopper gunner. And every response, of course, was like, what are you talking about? Because it's literally impossible. And that's what I thought too. I read that tweet and it's like a slap in the face. It's like, what are you talking? You can't choke a chopper gunner. Unless the game ends, you can't choke a chopper gunner. I don't know if I'm just being mean and Vonderhaar has nothing to do with Call of Duty anymore and he's just a nice guy making a joke on Twitter. But if he has something to do with Call of Duty and Treyarch still, like, what do you... I just don't understand that sort of stuff. And like a lot of stuff like that just feels like a slap in the face. But other stuff. Let's talk about some stuff I like about this game because I am excited to play it more and cover it. I like the FOV. The FOV coming to console. Fucking amazing. Thank you. I play on 110 FOV. I'll be doing a bunch of settings videos and all that stuff when the game comes out, but I really do like that. I like the FOV. I like the gameplay mechanic feel. It feels like BO2, and they do still have a few things in this game that do cater to good players. The field mic and the stim shot. Those are two things that really, if you're a good player, you're going to have to be abusing those. Stim shot is very, very helpful and amazing. I'm surprised they still have that in, but I like it because it actually does add a little bit of a skill gap, which when in a game that seems like they're doing as much as they can to close the skill gap. And the field mic is also really, really overpowered and reminds me quite a bit of the portable radar from Modern Warfare 3. Not as strong as that, but it lasts like a long time, and it basically shows where they're at on the minimap. It's a good item in this game, and that's sort of what I was rocking with as far as my setup. I think I would use the Semtex as well. The minimap also, I like the minimap. It is kind of embarrassing that I have to say that, I like the minimap and that's a plus, but they have been screwing around with the minimap in previous COD, so I like that. And I also like how they did the footsteps. I thought, like the footstep balance, honestly, a lot of the balance in this game is good. And that's the thing with when Call of Duty is so popular now, they don't fuck around when it comes to the balance. They're not gonna screw around, and we're probably not gonna see no one-man army noob tubes, which is amazing because that's the problems we had back in the day. But we're gonna have other problems with them constantly trying to lower the skill gap and appeal to retention, which is ultimately what I guess what people want is they want the community to play the game as long as possible. But for people like myself that put 10 years into getting good at Call of Duty and just watching them slowly close the skill gap, it just is what it is. And when I see people on Twitter talk about, or other Call of Duty players or people that have been in the community for a long time talking about, guys, can you add a VSAT? They should really add a Blackbird or a VSAT. I just see that and laugh. It's like, of course it would be awesome if they added a VSAT. But why would they do? And they might even do it, right? They might do it. They do some things that help good players, stim shot and field mic. But why would they? Why would they add a VSAT and increase the skill gap? And then a player gets a VSAT in the game, he kills the other players, and the other guy wants to get off the game, and he doesn't spend as much money. It's all a little finesse game, and it's interesting where it's not as simple as, hey, well, VSAT was awesome in the other Black Ops, just throw it in. It was absolutely amazing. But there's more to it now, and there's more at stake because of how much money is on the line now with Call of Duty and how big the game is. So overall, I'm very excited for the future of Call of Duty as far as a general game. As far as the pub stomping and a skill gap in public matches, that stuff is going to probably continue to dwindle down for the next couple of years until they go a different way with the business plan. But it's all about just changing your mentality. That's what I've been doing. And when I first got on the game, I wasn't having too much fun because I was looking to, I want to dominate and wreck like Black Ops 2. You have to change the mentality with it and find your ways to enjoy this game depending on your skill level and depending on what you're into. Whether you're sniping and going for clips, whether you're trying to go for chopper gunners, whether you're trying to go for a nuclear streak, whether you're trying to just, play as competitively as you can and go to the B flag every time. It all depends, and this is a game that's going to appeal to a lot of different people, and those are my just general thoughts on it. Overall, I don't know if it sounded like I was, shitting on the game at all. Honestly, I wasn't, but it's just that I haven't talked about Call of Duty and I haven't talked about what's going on for a while because I haven't made a video, and this is sort of all the changes that's been happening with Call of Duty and the direction that they're going. But as far as the game in general, it was honestly better than I expected, and I'm excited about it. Everything pretty much was better than I expected, except the maps and the streaks. The maps were kind of a little bit worse than I expected, but I didn't expect the greatest. And the streaks it was very disappointing to hear what they did with the streaks, but obviously understandable, because it's going to be more fun when everyone can get a chopper gunner, but it's not going to be more fun for the people that put in 10 years to get the skills to earn those chopper gunners. But it is what it is, and I'm glad that Call of Duty is in a great place. I'm going to be covering class setups on like everything, news. They're probably going to be patching this game quite a bit, and I'm really excited to see what they do with Warzone, with Black Ops. Like, I think this is going to be last year was huge with Modern Warfare and Warzone, and this year is going to be huge as well with that sort of stuff. And speaking of where I've been, if I want to talk about that a little bit, I know I haven't uploaded or didn't upload very much at all during the Modern Warfare year. I covered it a lot at the start. And then I sort of have just been living life basically for the last little bit. I'm now 25 years old. I started making YouTube videos on Call of Duty when I was 15. So it's been almost 10 years actually. A couple, like 6 more months, a bit more than that, but it's been like nine and something years that I've been making Call of Duty videos, and it's something that I still enjoy and like to do. Obviously, as soon as the alpha came out and the beta's out, I'm on the game, I'm playing it. I'm still a huge fan of Call of Duty, but also I am now, I'm growing up and becoming a grown up, and trying to find that balance with everything that I want to do has definitely been a struggle for me, and something that I'm going to be working on. But I'm going to try to be more like transparent with you guys, because I appreciate everyone that supports me. Like, it literally means so much. I know some people have been watching me for a long time, and you guys mean a lot to me. I've been doing good and just living life and trying to find that balance to be able to do all the things that I want to do, because it's a lot different when I was 16 or 17 in high school making content. I'd grind the game all day, make content, and then I just go to school, go to hockey, go to baseball, that sort of stuff. It was sort of you didn't really have to think too much about what you're doing. You had your schedule down, and you would just rinse and repeat. And growing up more, you'd have a lot more options, a lot more choices, a lot more responsibilities, I guess you could say. And trying to find that balance is something that definitely takes time and practice, and something that I've been working on to be able to have that life balance where I can live my life and enjoy my life, and also create the content I want and enjoy that side of it too. Definitely something that I'm going to have been working on and I'm going to continue to be working on, but I'm very excited to cover this game and just have fun with it. It's Call of Duty, it's video games. Have some fun, talk about some class setups, talk about some news, talk some shit about stuff I don't like, talk good about the stuff I do like, and just speak my mind on the game, and hopefully help you guys, inform you guys about what's going on when this game's out, give you guys the best setups, all that sort of stuff, to make us all enjoy this game as much as possible, and just discuss it and create the community around it. Because that's one thing, Call of Duty is a great game, and I love Call of Duty just for the gameplay as its core, but I also love it because of all the friends I've made through it, all the community, just the general community, that there's always people talking about this game. There's people that actually are invested and care about the game, and that's something that is really awesome, and something that I've been happy to be a part of, and happy to continue to be a part of. So excited to be covering this game, and I'll talk to you guys more when this game is released. November 13th, gonna have a lot of content coming around, covering stuff. Very, very excited. So drop a like if you guys did make it to the end of this video. I really appreciate it if you guys did. Drop in the comments down below. What should you say? Comment 1050. That's the time right now. Just comment that down below, 1050, so I'll know if you're a real one and you made it to the end of the video. I mean, this thing was like 20 something minutes, but hey, if you're a real one, I'm gonna be looking through those comments and see it. So shout out to everyone that watched all the way through. Drop a like, subscribe, and excited to cover this game. Talk to you guys soon. I'm out. Peace.